Hey guys, welcome back to another Titus Diorama ToyReviews, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at my latest diorama, which of course is my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 80s cartoon inspired sewer lair. So let's get to it. So guys, before we go ahead and talk about the diorama that I built, I do want to give a quick shout out to both Captain McKay Random and Al Figures. They both inspired me to get my act together and build my own sewer lair. Of course, the first video that I seen was Captain McKay Random, and that kind of kickstarted me. And then midway through the build, when I was starting to kind of lose that motivation to continue to keep going on with it, Al Figures released a video of a commission that he did that inspired me to continue building on this. If you would like to see their videos, please check out my description. I will have links to both their videos below. With that stated, guys, let's go ahead and actually take a look at my diorama. So guys, with this particular diorama, I decided that I wanted to keep it pretty simple. I decided not to overthink things too much. And of course, this being in the middle of a pandemic, I actually had to go and get some new material to build this diorama with. Typically, I build with an inch thick foam. Unfortunately, in my area, that's all sold out. So I had to buy a really long sheet of 1/2 inch foam board and cut it down. I think it was 8 feet by 2 feet long. And I had to cut them into sections in order to get them to the car and, of course, get it home. But I really do like using this particular size or thickness of that foam board just because it's easier to cut through with a blade. I have since then got myself a wire cutting table to go ahead and cut out the foam. I'm looking forward to using that on my next project. But this one I used just a plain blade. And a T-square to get everything cut out in line. Because of the thickness of this, I actually had to buy some new magnets, and I'll show you when I take this apart here in a few minutes, the kind of magnets I used. Now, with this particular diorama, like I was saying, I wanted to keep it pretty simple, but I did want to challenge myself on a few things. I have never cut out any type of arch or any kind of circle in foam board before, and I wanted to test myself on that, so that's what I did. So of course you see the big door up here. This particular piece actually is removable. It's not magnetized in any way, so if I want to make it a bigger area to display my turtles or my other action figures in, I can definitely do that. Or I can just slide that in. I never really finished the inside, just kind of paint it black in case we were going to be taking any photos there. I also challenged myself by coming up with the piping here. I just bought the DIY straws on Amazon and then painted them. I learned a couple things. They're really hard to paint, and I need to find some kind of primer that will stick to that straw plastic in order to allow me to actually paint it properly. But I think it came out pretty good. I just hot glued it to this itself. The other circle that I did was on this far side, and it took a bit of time to do, but I do really like the fact that it came out almost perfect. I did put some foam on top of it just to kind of cover up any inconsistencies that I'd have there. And I do have it set to be painted on this side. In future plans, what I plan on doing is adding a second room on this side. I do have a piece that I have cut out that will slide right in the front of here. And I'm going to cut out another arch like this one that will sit there, and I'll have a hallway that leads into this main room. But those will be done at a later date. Now, one of the other things I wanted to kind of challenge myself on, considering I was trying to keep this a bit more simpler, was coming up with some posters that I can put in this particular diorama. And of course, from the actual cartoon, they have that massive stop sign. So I printed off the stop sign. I also printed off the exit sign here. And I printed off a few different posters. And I laminated all of these posters, of course. So they're reusable, and all I do is basically stick some sticky tack to the back of them and just put them on the wall wherever I want on there. Now, of course, most of these never really showed up in the actual, pretty much all of these didn't show up in the actual cartoon. In the cartoon, it does look like some kind of Godzilla poster. So I did grab a Godzilla poster, actually 2 different Godzilla posters, as you can see. And I also thought it would be kind of funny to have a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles poster up in the actual sewer lair itself. Now, I have some photos at the end of this particular video that does show all set up with everything in the Turtles. So you could take a look with that. Anyway, guys, this is basically my diorama, and like all my dioramas, I've made it so I can easily take it apart. As you can see, these are the magnets that I used, and it is pretty simple to break apart and store away like I make all of my dioramas. And the diorama itself actually is about 2 feet long by a foot deep by a foot high. Alright guys, I hope that you liked this diorama video. If you did, click on that like button. If you're not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, go ahead and click on the subscription button, and also click on that bell notification so that way you can be updated with any new content that I come out with. And as always guys, stay nerdy.